Helldivers, there is a new major order. Check this out. So, we actually failed the last one, which is no surprise, because I think it was probably meant to be failed. It looked like it was borderline impossible. But anyway, this is what is said. The automatons have seized control of many innocent and once beautiful worlds. The valiant and tireless defense raised by the Helldivers was commendable. But it was not enough to stop such a large and cowardly assault. Any colonists not driven from their homes were likely slaughtered and their votes forever lost. And this is the new major order. It says we must halt the automaton advance. Helldivers are ordered to establish and hold the Makent line, consisting of the planets, I should say, Makent and Laseeth. Establishing a defensive line will allow Super Earth Armed Force engineers to begin constructing the orbital defenses, those planets, deterring the advance of the automaton fleet and allowing counter-offensive preparations to begin. So let's take a look at this, because this is actually quite an easy major order, which makes sense given the last one was so difficult. So it's a 55 medal reward for this, and there's only 2 planets we need to liberate. So what we've got is Kent here in this sector, and then over, which is the Hydra sector, then over in the, I can't even say that, I'm going to attempt, the Lacali sector, there is Laseeth. So these 2 planets, Laseeth and, let me just back out of this, and over to Kent. This is like this is probably the supply line between these 2 sectors. And then we can set up the defensive perimeter. Now, this is actually quite an easy major order, as I said. This is already 26% captured on Kent. Laseeth is 46%. I expect this to get finished pretty quickly. Probably by Saturday, this will be finished. And then we'll be over to the next planet. Now, if you do get stuck for what planet to go to, I mean, at the moment, there's 86,000 players on that planet. And this one's got 46,000. Go to the planet with the most Helldivers, because that'll help it get liberated faster, then just move to the next one. But yeah, I think this is a pretty easy major order. So, yeah, let's get it done. Okay, so the devs have actually responded, and they are addressing some of the issues that we've got with the game at the moment. However, they're not looking at some of the major stuff, or at least, well, I guess they are looking at it, but they're not actually willing to comment on them just yet. Things like the damage over time effects, so fire damage for the network host only working for them and nobody else in the team, and all of that stuff. There's a load of issues. Anyway, this is what we've got here, so let's break it down. To begin with, we've got an update for the armor in the new warbond, which has got the wrong prefix. So Spitz says, regarding the CE-27 groundbreaker armor, we're aware of a slight mix-up that resulted in it going live with the servo-assisted passive, which is the one that lets you throw further and take less limb damage, instead of the engineering kit passive as advertised. Now, that's the one that gives you extra grenades, which is way better. Like, I prefer that one. It's way better. Although, to be honest, servo-assisted is good. Getting those, like, long-range factory destructions with the grenades, and also, like, lobbing in stratagems for miles. It's pretty good for that. But anyway, this should be changed back in an upcoming hotfix. Please keep this in mind if this armor is one of the reasons you're thinking of purchasing the new warbond. So, this is going to change. The effects on that armor is going to change to basically what it should have been to begin with. So, that's good news. So what about ship modules? Now, we've got a bit of an update here, but this doesn't address the other issues with the ship module stuff. So, Twinbeard says, of course, one of the community managers, Helldivers, some of you have reported that ship module upgrade superior packing methodology isn't working properly after being purchased. We're still investigating this and are looking into a permanent fix. But in the meantime, simply restarting the game seems to resolve it. Feel free to ping me or the community manager with feedback, the community manager role, I think that is, with feedback on this if it works out for you. Have a great weekend, divers. So, interested in that this is, I mean, I don't entirely, I don't have this, so I can't test it, but I'm not sure whether this is, when you buy it, it doesn't work, but then you restart the game and it will, or do you have to, like, keep restarting the game? I really don't know. I would imagine that it's just a case of the first time you buy this, it doesn't work, so then restart the game and then it should work from then onwards. But yeah, they've acknowledged it and they are looking into it. Then we've got another update from Baskinator, another one of the community managers, on the superior packing methodology, the SPM. We are aware that the upgrade is still not working and we're currently investigating a fix for it. We will update you as soon as we have more information. So yeah, it's not working, it is working, it isn't working. It's basically not working. I wouldn't spend your resources on this at the moment. I'd pick one of the other upgrades because this isn't really going to work. It's going to get fixed at some point, probably early next week. So yeah, this just doesn't work. Just don't buy it. Now, this is very interesting. Over on Discord, they're actually dropping these polls. Now, polls are a new function in Discord where within chat channels and even in DMs, you can make your own poll. Well, Helldivers are using this to get some information from the player base. And I think you can use this as sort of like a look behind the curtain as to what they're looking at maybe changing imminently, or at least they're working on it and they're looking for targeted community feedback. So this is the first one. How do you feel about the new democratic detonation warbond? And the options you've got are, I love it, I hate it, it's good, but I feel like something is missing. It's good, but I feel overwhelmed with content. This is how I voted. It's good, but I feel like something is missing. Yeah, I feel like the BR is terrible. It is absolutely not worth using at all. Although the Eruptor is absolutely goated, so yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I feel like it's okay. I wouldn't say I love it because I don't think it's the best thing ever, but I still think it's really good. If there was another option there which was like, oh yeah, it's really good, then I probably would have gone for that. I definitely don't hate it. And I definitely don't feel overwhelmed with new content. But look at these votes. So as of me taking this screenshot, there are 20,000 votes on this. And you've got 13,000, so 65% is the, it's good, but I feel like something is missing. Only 3% say I'm overwhelmed with content. 3% say they hate it. And, well, 29% say they love it. So I think this actually shows you that, yeah, the content cadence the game's got at the moment, I think is totally fine. You've only got to look at some other games out there, like look at the new Halo game. It's got massive gaps between content, and I don't think that does the game any well. So, like, we need content, but obviously that's the whole thing of, like, content coming to the game, and does that cause, you know, other things to break when you're adding more content in? I think, like, to sort of, I don't want to put that debate to bed, because that debate can just, it needs to keep going on. But I think a lot of the stuff we're getting in the game at the moment, it has already been made. Like, I think they've made all this content prior to the launch of the game, and it was very much the plan to just add it in, maybe refine the content and add it in. But I think what the issue is when they keep adding stuff, it's almost compounding some of the other problems they've got. So even though it's ready to go, they plug it into the game, it might cause another issue, then that's got to be fixed, but there's already another issue they're working on. So yeah, I think that's kind of like what I'm feeling at the moment with that whole debate. But yeah, definitely, we need content. It is a difficult situation. The next poll says, what do you think about marksman rifles in Helldivers 2? They need a rebalance because they're underpowered. They need a rebalance because they're overpowered. They feel okay to me. I wouldn't know because I never use them. So obviously, I voted they need a rebalance because they're underpowered. They feel not great. They're crap. They're not good. I don't like them. 77% of votes, and as of me taking a screenshot, there was 21,000 votes on this poll say the same thing. So yeah, I think the player base basically feel like these are almost useless. I think they are. I think there's a lot of primary weapons in the game that are just way better than taking any of these sort of baby sniper rifles, I guess I could call them. I mean, the Plas Scorcher, I mean, that's ridiculous, especially against the bots. The Sickle, incredibly strong as an assault rifle. And obviously the Eruptor at the moment is just absolutely insane. Like, those weapons, you're never going to take a marksman rifle over them unless they get giga buffed. 0% say they need a rebalance because they're overpowered. But 66 people actually voted that. They're mental. And then you got 7% say they feel fine, and 16% say, well, I wouldn't know because I never use them. So I think the takeaway from that is, yeah, people think they're terrible. They need to be fixed. They've got to be looked at. The thing is, though, guys, there's so many weapons in this game already. And the more weapons that get added, there's going to be categories of weapons that are just not going to be as useful as other categories. And I think this always boils down to the whole thing about meta. Is this going to be, look, we just need to roll the meta builds, and that's what we need to take? No, the devs don't want that. I don't want that. I want people to be able to play thematic builds. If you want to be the fire guy, then do it. The electric guy, go for it. The gas guy, I'm sure that'll be something at some point. You know, toxic weapons like sludge or something. I don't know. I'm sure that's going to happen, right? Or you want to be the sniper guy or the rocket launcher guy, the explosive guy. You can already do that. But what I will say is through playing Helldive difficulty, which is difficulty 9, you will generally kind of see similar-ish loadouts. But the question will be, is that fine for Helldive? You know, Helldive should be the try-hard mode where people are often taking the stronger loadouts. But all the other difficulties, hey, take what you like. But can the devs actually balance for Helldive being this sort of, you know, mixture of any kind of build? I mean, basically what you'll see on Helldive is you'll see Shield Generator and you'll see Quasar, and then you'll probably see Plas Scorcher and maybe the Eruptor as the primary weapon, and then you just fill in the build around that. So maybe you take 500 kilogram bomb, orbital laser, airstrike, rocket pods, you know, railgun, generally something to kill elites if you can't kill them fast enough, because you do tend to get swamped with elites on Helldive. But yeah, I think it's an interesting debate to have. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. As ever, I'm going to keep these updates coming to you guys. I love this game. It's amazing. And I love how responsive the community is. and the community managers and just everybody else involved in the game. It's really cool to see. And yeah, I guess the sky's the limit, and we'll see where we go from here. But I do think we're going to be able to complete this major order, though. It looks an easy one. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. See you soon.